out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Game's not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break. Powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. I got to get in, hit it, and quit it, man, because I got a lot to do today. But what a week 13. What a week 13. And we know the game everybody wants to talk about, but you know me, I'm a little different. So I'm going to get to all the games, and then I got to talk some college football playoff, and then I got to get up out of here. All right, let's do it. It is Talk Your Team Tuesday. So where are all the 49er fans at? Where are all the Alabama fans at? UT Longhorns, what's y'all's thing? What do y'all do? This? Yeah, do your thing. Washington fans, I hope Washington wins the whole damn thing. I hope Washington wins the whole damn thing. And then, of course, the cheaters up north. So let's talk about it all. I got a little bit of time to do it, so let's do it. All right. NFL Week 13 was kind of interesting. Started off on Thursday night with the Cowboys holding on to beat the Seattle Seahawks 41-35. Then we had a couple of ugly games on Sunday. The Chargers beat the Patriots 6-0. And my question is this. Everybody's talking about Mac Jones. Everybody's talking about Zappy, talking about Bill Belichick. When the hell are we going to talk about Billy O'Brien as an offensive coordinator? When are we going to talk about that? How many championships did Alabama win when Bill O'Brien was their offensive coordinator? I'm trying to see something. And what's going on with the quarterback development in New England under Bill O'Brien? I'm sorry, Billy, i.e. O'Brien. I'm just telling you, man, there's certain people that when they get on your squad, winning ain't going to happen a whole lot. He ain't the same dude when he doesn't have TB12 in his prime. So just want to get to that. But Chargers got the win 6-0. I think both of those organizations need a head change at head coach. All right, man, the Saints made it look respectable. It wasn't. The Lions dog-walked the Saints all throughout that game, held on for a 33-28 win. Again, another team that should be looking for a head coach after this season, the New Orleans Saints. Atlanta snuck by the Jets 13-8. Again, not a pretty game. It goes in the ugly category, but again, the Falcons got the win, and they are holding on to that top spot in the NFC South with a 6-6 record. Arizona shocked the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-10. Pickett goes down, Mitchell Trubisky comes in, and there goes your shot to win. Trubisky going to start this week. But let me say this about Arizona. You can say what you want to say about the Cardinals the Cardinals quarterback. But all I'm going to tell you is this. The Cardinals get the job done when it has to get done. So that's all I'm saying about it. That's all I got to say about it. That's all I'm going to say. You want to say what you want to say about their quarterback. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Doesn't do this. Doesn't do that. I'm just telling you, the dude pulled off a nice win over a team that is battling for their division lead and a playoff spot. So there you go. All right, Colts, Titans, Indianapolis, the quiet team in the AFC South. Everybody's talking about Jacksonville. Folks are talking about the Texans. Everybody's raving about Will Levis, and the Colts are 7-5 and knocking. In fact, the playoffs start today. Colts are in. Everybody kind of talked about Tyreek Hill and a comment he made about this Miami team when he got there being better than the team he just left. Did he lie? Miami is blowing dudes out 45-15. Washington now 4-9. Kansas City is not. They're not blowing dudes out. They're not. He might have been right. Tariq might not have been speaking hyperbole. He may have been telling the truth. Again, 45-15 over Washington. Washington, get you a new head coach. All right, Texans got the win over Denver. They're 7-5. I mean, goodness gracious. The Texans are 7-5. I said they would win 7 games. Watch this. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind if they win 9. Don't mind if they win 10. I don't mind if they win the division. I don't mind being wrong. Again, Denver Broncos 5-game win streak came to an end here in Houston. Panthers lost to the Buccaneers 21-18. I guess Bakey's doing a good job. He's got the team at 5-7. Cleveland, no match for the Rams, 36-19. Joe Flacco, 276 years old, could not get the job done. And we will stop, take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about the last 2 games right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. Streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Be right back right after this.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
coming up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
Yeah, we're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Keith Hennick always wins the show. Always wins the show. I was like, Bakey's got him at 5-7. Keith says, professionally, Bakey is crap. BM is crap, literally. One of my homeboys texted me talking about, you a Kyler Murray fan? Now, listen, I am a fan of playmakers. That's what I am. I'm a fan of playmakers. He's not going to win it from the pocket, standing there, throwing for 350, 4 touchdowns, no INT, but he's a playmaker. And I think in 2023, about to be 2024, it's time to realize that the old narrative of you got to do it this way, you got to be able to win from the pocket is crap. It's crap. It's just not accurate. You got to be a playmaker. You got more quarterbacks getting hurt in the pocket than outside of. So that's a myth. And then you got the narrative that you can't win from, you got to win from the pocket. Can't win a Super Bowl with that. How many does Patrick Mahomes have? Kyler Murray is a playmaker. I respect this game. I got to throw that up again, Keith. I loved it so much I had to throw it up again. All right, let me get to these final 2 games that everybody wants to talk about. Final 2 games, or final couple of games, actually. Let's see. We talked about the Colts and Titans. We talked about the Chargers and Patriots, Dolphins, Commanders, Buccaneers, Panthers, Browns, Rams. We talked about those. All right. Let's talk about the 49ers and the Eagles. A lot of folks are pounding their chests. Oh, I knew the 49ers were going to blow the Eagles out. The Eagles have been exposed. They're done. The Eagles are 10-2. The Eagles are 10-2. They lost 42-19 to a very good 49ers team that, bounced back and, overcame a 6-0 deficit and went off. Give you that. But remember when the 49ers lost 3 games in a row? You remember how y'all buried them then? Now they're the best team in the NFL, bar none. The Eagles are going to be just fine. They're 10-2. They're not falling off the wagon. Even if they lose to the Cowboys this weekend, which I don't think that they will, they'll be just fine. Calm down. I mean, do we always have to be extreme in our analysis after one game? The 49ers lost 3 games in a row, and now they beat the Eagles 42-19, and y'all ready to make them world beaters. In the words of the late, great Dennis Green, if you want to crown them, crown them. They were who we thought they were. They're a darn good team. They caught the Eagles at home at the right time, and they balled out. Now everybody's got them the team to beat in the NFC. People got them the team to beat in the NFL. We'll see. That's why they play the games. That's why they play the 3 other teams figured the 49ers out. And y'all still ready to just crown them. Okay, we'll see. I just put the 49ers under my watch clock. They better not lose another game the way some of y'all have gone off on about how unstoppable they are and how, oh God, well, if you take this away, they got that. They had that in that game. They didn't have that in those 3 games they lost in a row. And oh yeah, by the way, stuff happens. We'll see, man. Y'all are funny to me. I'm sorry, Philadelphia, they're 10-2. Packers and the Chiefs. There was a big talk on one of the major networks, the mothership, about who's this game being more important to which team. It's week 12. I'm sorry, week 13. It ain't the end of the season for either team. Both teams are still strongly in playoff contention. The Packers did what they had to do to beat Kansas City, 27-19. Again, it's not the end of the world for Kansas City. And Green Bay is showing that they can play with anybody. Jordan Love has shown he can play with anybody. Matt LaFleur has shown that he can still coach. And oh yeah, by the way, the Packers defense is pretty good. Just ask the Detroit Lions from Thanksgiving Day. So there you go. Those were the games. Those were the games from this past weekend. Keep an eye on those Lions. I'm keeping my eye on several teams. I stand by what I said about the Lions. You know, they're not used to being in this position, so they're going to have their ups and downs. I'm not giving the entire thing to the 49ers. I'm not giving it to the Eagles. In fact, when we do our power rankings, I might still have the Eagles as the number one team. They're 10-2. So yeah, I'm keeping my eye on the Lions, keeping my eye on the Dolphins, keeping my eyes on KC, keeping my eyes on, of course, the 49ers. Keep my eye on a few teams. Jacksonville, they lost last night. Helped the Texans out. But, and we'll have to see if Trevor Lawrence is going to have any long-time effects from that. Jacksonville lost to Cincinnati 34-31. Or was it 35-31? Anyway, that win helped out the Houston Texans. Texans are one game out of first place in the division. One game out of first in the division. 7 wins. Jacksonville's got some other tough games on that schedule. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let me take a break, and then we got to come back. We got to talk about this college football playoff mess. We'll do that next when we come back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Talk Monday.
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
I won $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's Talk Your Team Tuesday. Keith Kinnick has talked about his team, quarterback being crap. Anyway, let's talk college football. So the College Football Playoff Committee, and I use that term loosely in the words of LeBron James, don't be so loose with those words, College Football Playoff Committee. Anyway, they decided to go with Michigan number 1, cheaters. They decided to go with Washington number 2. All right. They decided to go with UT number 3. And they had to go with Alabama at number 4 because Alabama knocked off Georgia in the SEC championship game. And then they left out an undefeated ACC champion, Florida State, supposedly because Florida State's quarterback got injured, done for the year, and Florida State had like 53 passing yards in that ACC championship game versus Louisville. And it's Louisville. It's not Louisville. If you say Louisville, I'm not listening to you. You don't know what you're talking about. That's bullcrap. What's the little boy say on the reel? Bull. I can't say it because, I got listeners. Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. I didn't say the T. That's bullcrap. That's hot cash bullcrap. And for the spokespeople of the mothership that are trying to justify it and trying to be sentimental and compassionate, oh, it's so sad what happened to Florida State, if only. That's bullcrap too, because their network is the driving force behind these games and televising them and getting the money and the rights to them. It is a SEC Alabama Invitational. That's all it is. The College Football Playoffs, CFP, is worse than the BCS, and the BCS was the worst of them all. And for them to try and justify it over a injury that was not done on purpose, he wasn't reckless, he wasn't this, that, and the other, and they never lost after the quarterback got injured. Let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have good paying fans, students, alum, wishing for and hoping teams' quarterbacks get hurt going into the playoffs now because of this decision that you made. And you did that, College Football Playoff Committee. You did that. You did that. You're going to have people literally praying for and hoping somebody's son gets hurt because you use that as justification to do what you did. You stuck by this being the SEC invitation. The whole narrative, oh, the SEC is by far the strongest. No, it isn't. It's not by far nothing. If you look at the bottom of the SEC, it's as bad as the bottom of any other conference. And it ain't that damn top heavy that it makes up for it. Georgia and Alabama versus Michigan and Ohio State this year. Who had the better records? So when you start looking at the bottom of the SEC, miss me on, oh, it's the strongest conference in the world. They play crap schedules just like other teams. In fact, Alabama should be embarrassed. They would rather play the Citadel. They would rather play Sanford. I didn't say Stanford. They'd rather play Sanford and all that before their big matchup versus Auburn at the end of the year, the Iron Bowl. Is that what it's called? Anyway, they're embarrassing. Oh, but the SEC is the strongest schedule. Alabama beat Georgia. Alabama was ranked what when they beat Georgia? You mean they jumped up all those spots to number 4? And Ohio State, number 2 team in the country, lost to the number 3 team in the country on the road in the big house by 6 points. And they dropped down to what? There's no way that you can justify having Alabama in the game other than there had to be an SEC team in there. If they could have gotten Alabama and Georgia in there and still saved some kind of face, they would have done that. BS3 knows what they talk about. That's why I rock with these people. It's why I would not leave to go to ESPN for any amount of money, because I'm with the right people. It's Alabama, Georgia, and everybody else. And Alabama and Georgia weren't even comparable to Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, when you throw them in. The higher ranked teams were in other divisions. Oregon and Washington was comparable to Alabama and Georgia. So all the talking heads at ESPN, just shut up. Just shut up. You defending your network, you defending your paycheck. We get it. Just live with it. It was the SEC Invitational. Stop trying to justify you doing what you did. And I don't trust it even when they go to 12 teams. I don't trust it. As long as ESPN's involved in it, it's going to be trash. Everybody talking about, oh, well, let's see what Georgia does, Florida State does against Georgia in the whatever the hell bowl they're going to play in. Don't nobody care about them bowl games. If I'm Florida State, I don't play. I'm with Danny Cannell. I don't play. And I don't tell you I'm not playing until you get there. Y'all are killing me with this nonsense. And then the fan base, oh, well, if you look at the strength of schedule, Alabama had one of the weakest doggone schedules in the world. Until they start scheduling somebody other than the Citadel or MIT or one of those schools the week before they play Auburn, miss me on strength of schedule. Florida State should be in. If not Florida State, Ohio State should be in. If you want to penalize Georgia, which has been one of the best teams in the country, then you put them down to number 4 and you leave Alabama's behind out. Alabama has played too many times for the national championship game when they didn't even win their conference championship. And it doesn't matter that they won the championship game. They should have never been in it. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care. I got 3 minutes left on my own show. Nick Saban is one of the whiningest, I know y'all say whiningest coaches in the doggone game. I want to call him what I want to call him, will whine from week 1 to week none about, oh, my team should be in the national championship. Yeah, he wins, but he whines like the worst. Everything that people say bad about LeBron James, they can say the same thing about Nick Saban. No, but Bama lost to UT early. Bama got dog walked by UT. So Bama, yeah, everybody says, well, Florida State is mad at the wrong team. The team they should be mad at is UT. No, they shouldn't be mad at UT. They were mad at the right people, the College Football Playoff Committee. Because if you're going to put Bama in, you definitely had to put UT in. Care when Bama lost to UT, they lost. They got the same number of losses as Ohio State. What makes Bama's loss better than Ohio State's loss? On the road at the Big House to the number 3 team in the country by 6 points. College Football Playoff Committee, trash. College Football Playoffs, trash. Nick Saban, whiner. ESPN, analyst, Stephen A. Smith included, bought and paid for. Florida State has a right to be mad. And all you sheep that are, oh, yeah, they got the right thing, you deserve what you get. I hope everybody gets blown out except Washington, and you get to watch Washington be the national champs. Let me get out of here. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love some of y'all. Tune in tomorrow for Winning Wednesday. Somebody's going to win $50 cash. I'll announce who is in line to compete for $500 cash. We'll do all that tomorrow. Got me all fired up. Y'all be blessed.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Number 1. According to House Republicans, a vote to launch a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden could come as early as this week. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said he believes he has the votes to launch an inquiry formally and accuse the White House of stonewalling the 3 committees driving the inquiry when it comes to releasing information related to the Biden family. The White House called the efforts illegitimate without additional comment. Number 2, the National Black Lives Matter organization and its Rhode Island chapter have denounced an activist, Mark Fisher, who identified himself as a leader of the movement in Rhode Island and declared his support for former President Donald Trump. The joint statement issued to CNN labeled Fisher as an imposter and dismissed his endorsement of Trump as a mere publicity stunt. Despite his endorsement being praised by the Rhode Island Republican Party, the current leader of the Black Lives Matter Rhode Island clarified Fisher did not co-it. Number 3, a new report says some hair routines may be causing more harm than good for Black women. An example was that women inhale several milligrams of cyclic volatile methyl siloxanes from popular hair care products. The study looked at the routines, including straightening, curling, waxing, and oiling the women's hair, and the products and appliances used and their potential impact on women's health as well as the environment. Number 4, after a grand jury declined to indict deputies in the in-custody death of Terry Thurman III, the family of Thurman filed a lawsuit against Clayton County, Georgia, Sheriff LaVon Allen, 6 former jail employees, and multiple companies that provide services to the Clayton County Jail seeking damages. According to family attorney Thomas Reynolds, Mr. Thurman died after suffocating while face down under the combined weight of the officers for an extended period. 5 total officers, probably close to 1,000 pounds in weight, on top of this guy, face down in the prone position, Mr. Reynolds said. At the time of the incident, Sheriff Allen brought in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate, and all employees directly involved were terminated for policy violations. Number 5, the kiddie tax was enacted by Congress to prevent parents from passing the investment income to their children who typically have a lower tax rate. Under the kiddie tax rules, a portion of a child's net unearned income may be taxed at the parent's marginal federal income tax rate. The kiddie tax applies to children up to age 24 based on certain criteria, and our celebrity CPA to the stars, Katrina M. Kraft, has all the details in the What You Need to Know newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Respect. You don't have to be in total agreement with someone to be respectful. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with comedian Damon Williams, contributor Cameron Riley, and producer extraordinaire Ahmed Gordon as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. Barbara Scotia College, an HBCU in Concord, North Carolina, needs our help. The What You Need to Know team is asking supporters, alumni, and friends of Barbara Scotia to help them meet their immediate and pressing needs by donating to help Barbara Scotia rise. Please join the thousands of donors from around the world who are stepping up to save one of the nation's oldest HBCUs. Please visit SybilWilkes.com for more information. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.